Jaylon Johnson has requested a trade. According to multiple reports, our top cornerback has been given permission to find a new team after negotiations for a new contract went nowhere last week. The NFL trade deadline is today at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. I don't know how to feel about this one, guys. It caught me off guard. Jaylon Johnson has played very well most of his young career, but he has missed some games and struggled in coverage at times, but he's been playing the best football of his career this season. On the year so far, it's hard to argue that JJ has been one of our best players overall and a leader on this defense. He's played very well. He's also tackled very well with just one missed tackle all season after missing 10 last year and 24 in his first 3 years overall. He's also forced 3 turnovers already this year after forcing 3 in his first 3 seasons combined. He's added to his game what Coach Eberflus wanted, the ability to turn the ball over. He had 2 huge interceptions and a pick 6, helping us get a win this season, and has a forced fumble with a peanut punch earlier. His PFF grade in coverage is 85.8, another career high. But looking deeper, JJ is not only playing great football, let's look at his numbers in coverage. He's played 358 snaps on the year, and he's only given up 11 receptions for 120 total yards. He had not given up a touchdown all year long until the Chargers got him for one on a play where he was chipped last week. I don't blame him for that. Good coverage, can't do much when you get chipped. But continuing to look at his advanced stats, he's easily having the best year of his career. He allowed 27, 41, and 41 catches in the last 3 years. He turned a corner last year though, holding guys to just 426 yards and 1 touchdown on the season, but he's been even better this year and has started taking the football away and creating turnovers. What more could we really ask of Jaylon Johnson? I don't understand it. He's also mentoring these young corners. Maybe it's possible that he just wanted too much money. There have always been speculation that he wants to be one of the highest paid corners in the NFL, but I don't know, I just don't buy it. JJ talked to the media earlier this season, and he seems to have dismissed those rumors. He said he just wants a fair contract, and he doesn't deserve Trayvon Diggs money. He said he hasn't earned the right to be one of the highest paid corners in the league, so unless he's changed his mind, I just don't see it. After his performance last week, I went on record and said, pay this man. And now here we are just over a week later and he's asking for a new team. This sucks and I don't know how to take it. If he is traded, we're losing one of our best young players on the roster. If he's not traded, now we have a locker room concern after his trade request has been leaked to the national media. Nobody wants a guy that doesn't want to be here. Just because he requested a trade though, does not mean that Ryan Poles wants to trade him. It doesn't mean that Ryan Poles wants him here though either. What I'm gathering is that they had contract extension talks all last week and they were not able to come to an agreement. This led JJ to ask to be traded. However, it doesn't mean that Poles wants to trade him. As long as he's not traded by 4 p.m. today, Poles will then have plenty of time to work out an extension with Jaylon Johnson before free agency next March. There's also the possibility that JJ is unhappy with all the losing this team has been through, or the fact that he's not been asked to cover #1 receivers though. There could be a lot more to the situation. After shutting down Devontae Adams in the Raiders game, the Bears chose to have Tyreek Stevenson cover the Chargers' best wideout, Keenan Allen, most of the game. So there's just a lot to this, and rumors will be swirling all day long. The Bears are sitting at 2-6 right now, so selling off some assets is possible. But I want to go on record saying I don't want to trade Jaylon Johnson. He's a really good young football player, and I think trading him is not going to make us a better football team. However, we all know that Ryan Poles loves to build through the draft, and JJ should have some decent trade value around the NFL. So what would the Bears be looking to get in return? The rumors floating around are that 3 teams are currently the most interested: the Dallas Cowboys, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Buffalo Bills. All 3 are playoff teams and Super Bowl contenders, so adding JJ would help these guys out a lot. They could all use a guy like Jaylon Johnson in their secondary. So what would we get for him? Ryan Poles is reportedly asking for a deal similar to the Roquan Smith trade from last year. In that trade, he got a second and a fifth round pick. That makes this a little bit more interesting. I just said I don't want to trade JJ and made it clear, but I do think that would be really good value for him if Poles was able to pull off a move like this. Just looking at his numbers over the past 4 years, you can see a trend that he's getting better. He's played better every season, giving up less receptions every year, less yards overall, and cutting his touchdown numbers down, while getting better at creating turnovers and making more tackles and not missing them. Overall, JJ's taken his game to the next level, and he's done it as a Chicago Bear. He's only 24 years old, and I know Ryan Poles didn't draft him, and he does want to be paid, coupled with the fact that Poles has drafted 3 young cornerbacks in the last 2 drafts, with Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, and Terrell Smith. So I really don't know how this one is going to turn out. I'm a big fan of JJ. I want him to stay in Chicago long term, but I do realize this is a rebuild. And if Poles can get a second and a fifth round pick for him, it might make sense. It's not something I think I would pull the trigger on right now though, but I'm not in those negotiation rooms. I don't know how much money JJ wants. I don't know the inside details of all that. I just know he's a really good player, and I'd like to see him stick around in the Chicago Bears uniform long term. There is a rumor going around by Brad Biggs on Twitter that the Chicago Bears are close to trading for a defensive end. This is just a rumor right now, and I don't have anything more to it, but I did want to throw that in here at the end as well. If a trade is made, I'll be back with another video on that ASAP. But the rumor is he's close to trading for a defensive end. Could Poles do something like he did last year when he traded away Roquan Smith, but also traded for Chase Claypool? What if he trades Jaylon Johnson, but then adds to the pass rush by adding a guy like Montez Sweat or Chase Young? This could get really interesting. Improving the pass rush could make up for the loss of JJ if our young corners could step up. I don't know, guys. This would be tough. I will break it down if more news comes. NFL trades are unlikely, but have happened more in recent years. This is a story I'll be following closely all day long, though, while I'm breaking down the All-22 film. Stay tuned, guys. It should be a busy day regardless if we make any moves. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to hit the like button for me. And until next time, bear down.